Good evening, YouTubers. This is Pokediged here. So, konbanwa minasan, Pokediged desu, all the way from Hong Kong, and welcome back for more. Welcome for my unexpected and a little bit different video to actually to explain to you instead of like doing a anime preview or Kuji previews, because this topic of the day you can tell by the video itself, which I want to clarify everything about Anime Kuji. So the question of the day, which I know a lot of you have been asking about this and where do you get this from, so I'm going to try my very best to explain it in this video as much as I can. So the question of the day is, what is Anime Kuji, or in English, anime lottery? So let us begin. So the very first common question is, what is anime lottery or anime kuji? So basically, anime kujis are a little bit, or I should say, a huge different comparing to regular lotteries, because when it comes to regular lotteries, or going to horse racing or going to Las Vegas, you use up all your money, and then there's a higher chances that you will get unlucky, that you'll not get any mini prizes or any any mini awards in return. You just end up wasting your money. But unlike for the anime kujis, no matter what type of prize you get, like you pick a random ticket, which I'll show you one sample, which you see I have kept a lot of these ones since like year 2015 or 2014. I can't remember clearly, but the very first prize that I actually tried, but I never knew about that information, is around year 2012, which surprisingly that's really long time, which I will really like to share those item like a highlight again, because I did upload it on my video, but I did not know that that's part of the Ichiban Kuji that year. So the Anime Kujis has a lot of variety Kuji themes, such as, of course, we can't forget animes, Disney's, cartoons, or any other variety of Kuji themes. So sometimes you will likely to see those very uncommon ones, such as Jurassic Park, Harry Potter, or the Despicable Me, like those kinds that are not relating to the Kuji, but surprisingly that the Kuji company, they have it there, which is also good, because if those ones that we like, we'll just get it, but the ones we don't like, we just have to wait for our latest update, or just wait patiently until we get any further notice from the website or from our friends. So a lot of you may assume that it's just only Ichiban Kuji, only Sanrio Kuji. It's not, because if you did watch some of my videos like the Full Metal Alchemist, the Yuri on Ice that I went to Tokyo, Japan almost a year ago, those two lotteries are from the Minna No Kuji company, which is a little bit different from the ticket. This one, normally you see the Ichiban Kuji ticket, so this one right here is the Minna No Kuji. You can tell by the icon on the upper left right there on my phone. You can see that is a different company, and there is more, like let's say right here, this is the Sanrio Kuji, and of course different shape, different sizes, each and every one of them. And for the Sanrio Kujis, they're like these kinds of a triangular ones right here, and with different colors or different patterns, different characters that's attached on it. And when you remove it, it's either you get a double chance of the prizes or just blank like this. Because if you do have a code for one like this, if you have a code like this, only in Japan you can actually access to that and get a double chance prize, or another prize that you can actually get, but it's only in Japan. And besides of Ichiban Kuji, Sanrio Kuji, the ones I mentioned, the Minna No Kuji, there's Ichiban. For the Ichiban company itself, they have tons of it, like Ichiban Cafe, Ichiban Online, Ichiban Kuji Mini, Ichiban Kuji print, like that, which there is the official website, which I always posted on my description area. Every Ichiban Kuji and all the Kujis from the Ichiban Kuji from the brand Presto company, they have it all there, but not all in particular they have it here in Hong Kong or in Taiwan or in Korea, because these kinds of the Ichiban Kujis, such as the online, the cafe for example, we don't have it right here. It must be in Japan in order to do that. And then what other brands of the Kujis you may want to know? There's actually the Sega Kuji, which I done that here in Hong Kong, which is the Detective Conan. Then there's the Taito Kuji and the Happy Kuji, and there's tons more of it. If those of you are planning to go to Japan or may plan to go there like that, you may notice the huge differences for every different types of Kujis there in Japan. Or if those of you went here to Hong Kong or Taiwan or even in South Korea, some parts here in Asia they do have, but not all Kujis they have it, because just depends on the shop owner whether the price are really worth to actually bring it to the country or not, because they have to also reconsider how much for the value of the items and of course the Kuji themes. So number 3 is, how does Anime Kuji works, like the system for every Anime Kuji. Like I mentioned, like different types of the Ichiban Kujis has different types of the Kuji systems, or Happy Kuji, Minna No Kuji, those kinds. They actually have this similar way like Ichiban Kuji, but it's just, you know, picking up a random ticket and revealing it and see what price you win, and you end up getting at least a prize. So for example, I have one poster right here. Yeah, somewhat of an advertisement poster that you will normally see in Japan, of course, the 7-Eleven or in bookstores or in Sega stores like that, which you see somewhat they will display like this, like the board right here, like that, and it will show you the prices. And then they will also have these ones, but only in Japan for these ones, because these ones are for those people who lives in Japan, and if they don't want to pay the tax fee or they want to have a discount, they could get one of this. And it doesn't matter how many pulls you go for. Let's say if you pull for 5 pulls or 10 pulls in Japan and you give one like this to the cashier, then you get a discount. But unlike here in Hong Kong, we don't have it. So that's why instead of like following the amount for, let's say this is 620 yen, we kind of follow here like 65 Hong Kong dollars. We have to charge it around like 70 or 75 Hong Kong dollars for one pull, because they have to charge the shipping fee just to send the items from Japan just to deliver here in Hong Kong. And then moving on, you see more price list right here. This is just for example. And then one more right here, which is a gigantic poster like that, which I normally like to keep these kinds, but people they don't. But for me, I like to, because this is a good sample to show to you all. And then they also have this words right here, the stickers that says here all sold out. So the people that works for the Kuji company, they can just like, after someone, like example, if they want only just one prize of the A, they just stick a sticker and then label it on the slot area and say this price is sold out. So that way, whether no matter the customer wants to get that price, they already know it's already sold out. Unless if they have more stocks of the same Kuji theme that they want to get, like for Card Capture Sakura, they can just change to a new set, of course, and then just put it there. But that means, you know what I mean, the system means you have to do random ticket, take any random ticket and see whether you can get your jackpot prize or not. And for the tickets that I have kept a lot here, which you saw, this one right here from the Minna No Kuji, you see that there's codes. That means only in Japan, if you see the ones that has codes like Minna No Kuji, Ichiban Kuji, and there's some more like that, you will see that you will get that double chance of winning the double prize or the extra bonus prizes, which I can show you another sample. Give me one moment. Like this one, for example. Ignore the words, of course. You see that there's a QR or the codes right here. If it's only for those of you who lives in Japan or plan to go there, you can try doing this, because at the back of the card, of the ticket, I mean, if I can zoom that in, you see that there's like a limit stock for, depends on if this is the spare A or last one or the double price, whether to see if you can actually get this by luck. And if you do get it by luck, you will receive a message, of course, for your email. Of course, in Japan only, you will receive an email saying congratulations, you have won the prize. Because I did encounter one on Instagram, but that person lives in Japan and she's very lucky to get the unique blanket based on the Sanrio Kuji this year, which is the outer senshis, which you don't normally get to get that one. Of course, you have to get that is by luck again, so there's a double chance of winning that, but it's going to be rare because it's limited prices. So I did mention it a lot just a while ago. So basically here in Hong Kong, that's number one. And like if it's around Asia, it's in Hong Kong, Taiwan, South Korea, and I think there's some more, but so far from what I know by browsing through internet and seeing other people's YouTube videos from different countries, of course, that's around Asia, they're the ones that has this lottery, but not all, like I said. And if it's for the western side, like if you may ask me, I'm not that certain if maybe US has it or maybe some part in Italy. I'm not that sure, but from what I know, from what I know already, for sure that Hong Kong has, but not all, Taiwan also not all, and South Korea. And like I said, just to clarify again, this just depends on the Kuji theme, whether it is safe to do the pull or not. The good and bad points about Anime Kujis. So before, I would like to point out the bad side, because the bad side I have a lot of it to explain, but not very detailed. But I try my best to explain the key points only, but not so detailed, just to not make this video too long. So I would like to talk about the good side first for having Anime Kujis, if you have it in your country, of course. So the good side of having the Anime Kujis, it's fun to play. Like you can have the thrills, the excitement, and you don't even know whether you will get your favorite prize or not, because no matter what you win in the end, you still win something rather than nothing. And then the second point is you can pick any random ticket, like totally random, depends how many tickets you plan to buy, like that. You just take, and without even knowing what prizes you will win in the end. Because no matter what you get, like I just said a few seconds ago, you still win something. And then for the third point, the prices for Kuji prizes are different than other goods. So what I meant by other goods, like you normally see other goods, let's say if you see a regular pencil like this, but the price that you got is also a pen, but it's a unique one. That's what I meant by unique. Those are the ones that's limited, because Kuji prices are kind of like limited prices, very limited, because once those are totally sold out, totally out of stock, you will not get those anymore. So the bad side for having Anime Kujis, if you have it in your place, of course, like luckily here in Hong Kong they have, but normally we don't. So let's go to the bad side anyway. Easy to spend money quickly, even for one ticket. Because if you may ask me, one ticket costs here, if it's here in Hong Kong, the cheapest you would only see if it's for clearance, like 50 Hong Kong dollars for one pull, if they're really trying to get rid of the prices. But the common price you would normally see here in Hong Kong is either 65 or 75 Hong Kong dollars, the decent amount, just for one pull. So you would say that's quite expensive. For us, it's already considered expensive, because that's already enough. That's already the amount of money that we want to use for transportation here, or buy food for that amount, like 50 to 100 Hong Kong dollars. That's for the amount for either transportation or to buy food. So that's why not a lot of us like to pull a lot, unless if we know that we have a lot of money and we know that okay, any of these items is fine, as long as we can do it, then it's okay. But it just depends on us whether you like to do the pulls or not, because you have to also think the value of each of the prices. For example, some people, they buy this pillow, this B price pillow, for 500 Hong Kong dollars. I'm not kidding. But how many pulls I done for this one? 4 pulls, and I spend this one less than 300 Hong Kong dollars. So it's 240 Hong Kong dollars for around 4 pulls, like that. in here in Hong Kong just to get this by chance. See, so there's a huge differences why a lot of us here in Hong Kong, we try to spend our money wisely to prevent ourselves from spending too much as possible. Whether we get the top price or the lowest price, we don't care as long we spend our money wisely. And so moving on to the number 2 point out, it's still considered as gambling. Yes, because you already know when you see me do the pull like that, like reaction, yes, it seems like fun, right? But you have to also think of the sad reality that it's still considered as gambling, because we don't even know once you pick a random ticket even how much you really want that price. Let's say you want to get the number 1 prize, but then when you open it, it's prize number 5. See, you get my point there, right? So that is still considered as gambling. So point out number 3, which I had to read it here anyway because I marked it down on my notebook. If you don't get your favorite or top prizes, 50 out of 100 percentage, you cannot control yourself from playing too much from this Anime Kuji. Yes, because this happened to me when I was playing the Kimi no Nawa last year, which I don't want to explain on that, but if you're that curious, you can check it out on my video. It's all on the Ichiban Kuji, Anime Kuji playlist. It's all there, and if you see Kimi no Nawa, I have spent a lot of tickets, and until now, even for already past over a year, I regret for pulling a lot. And point out number 4 is not all prizes are worth getting, because for example, yet again, just give me one moment. For example, right here, you see the prizes, right? But yeah, you see the prizes right here. Yes, it's true that this is your favorite anime whatsoever, you like the prices, but if you're like those kinds of customers or buyers that they don't want to get, for example, you don't like to get the lowest price because they're kind of like useless, for example, you don't want to get any of the lowest prices, like even towels or kitchen appliances like that, like household items, and you find it not worth it but you end up getting it anyways. Totally waste of your money, and then how many pulls you get, and then you get your price, and what are you going to do with the other prices, what you're going to do with them. So it's going to be a waste of money. So time to time you see me like, okay, I could try this but just a few pulls, then after that, whether I get top price or not, at least I get something. But if I don't like it, you can just sell it to other buyers that really wants it that badly, or you can give it to a friend or a relative that really wants it, or find that item very useful for them. Like example, there was one particular item that I actually wanted top price, but I didn't really want it anymore, so I gave it to my sister, not because I know that she needed more than I do, and because I have too much stuff, and it's unfair that it's only me that I keep doing this but not for my sister. So time to time I try to give like whatever Kuji prices I get, of course, I give it to my sister. Like on my previous video, you did watch that I done another Sakura Kuji, and I did some already to my sister because, you know, we're like siblings, and I had to share something. I had to share something to my elder sister, and I was just happy to get the price that whether she likes it or not, I'm just happy to get whatever the price I got for her, and then I give it to her anyway. So that's one example that at least there are some prices that are not really worth getting for it if you do plan to do just a few pulls. But it just depends on you. If you still want to get more, it's up to you. Whether there's a good reason, like you give it to your sibling like me, or number 2, you're helping other buyers to get that item, whether you still live in the same country here or other country, you're trying to help each one another, that's a good thing. But if it's for yourself and you overspend too much, like I still regret for myself for doing that Kimi no Nawa for more than 30 pulls. Don't end up like me. Learn from my mistakes, and I learn from my mistakes for doing that pull a lot. And question number 6, which is something that I really don't like to say it, but because a lot of you are asking me about this, so I have to say it. But this is a serious and a sad reality to talk about it, but I have to just to express my opinion or my feelings. which is, will I take any orders, any Kuji orders from outside Hong Kong to help do the pull, to do the Kuji pulls? Definitely I'm not. You can tell by my face. And here are the reasons. Number one ticket could cost 65 Hong Kong dollars to 90 Hong Kong dollars, depending on how popular or how rare the Kuji films is. Because if it's popular or rare, then one ticket could cost very expensive. For the highest, around 200 that I've ever encountered. But the average amount is 70 to 80. But if it's the cheapest, either to clearance or it's not that popular, then they'll make it cheap, like around 65 or all the way to 50 Hong Kong dollars, which is a rare occasion you'll see a 50 Hong Kong dollar for one pull if they really want to clearance it. And I've seen that, a very rare chance, a 50 Hong Kong dollars for one pull. But commonly nowadays, if you see average ones, you see a 70, 75, 80, 85, 90 Hong Kong dollars for one pull. But rarest chance, if it's very crazy amount, is $200 for one pull. And then if you're planning to ship it, that items, like how many pulls, all the way to your place, is not even worth your money. Trust me, this is not going to worth it. And then the second reason, which makes me more fed up, but I have to say it, I have been victim twice for not getting the buyer's favorite price or top price for not even a year, but let's say it's already past 4 to 5 months already. And this bothers me a lot because two buyers that really expect me way too much for getting their top prices, but at the end I did not get. They're upset that I didn't get their top price because according to their knowledge or what they've seen on my videos on my YouTube channel, they keep saying that I keep getting weird luck on getting the prices. But it does not mean I could just grant them the wish like I'm a fairy godmother or whatsoever, saying that, oh, I wish I could get this person could help me get the A price. But in the end, I just end up getting the B price. So I cannot like guarantee to the customer or the buyer that I will definitely get the price for you, because like I said, no matter how many pulls you get and when you open, it's very random because we don't even know. But the two buyers that I have encountered, they expect me way too much, and this really hurts me so bad. They only use me just as a tool. Just because I get weird luck, it does not mean I could give you or grant your wish to make it come true. It doesn't go like that. The system for getting the Kuji pulls or the anime lotteries is not all the time you will get your favorite price or you will get the top price. Because even for myself, there are some points, even how much I want to get that price, but then later on you will know, time to time, that doesn't mean your luck is so bad. It just depends. If you're lucky, you're lucky. If you're not lucky, then another time. And this really bothers me until now. So if those of you are still going to ask me if I'm going to take any offers, like if people are going to like outside Hong Kong, if you're still planning to do this, like going to pay me and then still suspect or expect me way too much on getting your favorite price, no matter how many pulls whatsoever, I'm so sorry. I am not doing that. This is the honest truth, and this event really happened to me. So I do hope that you understand my final decision that I will not take any orders, no matter what excuses or reasons you want me to do this. No, that's my final answer. And my final question before to end this video, I'm so sorry if I really have to be serious on that question 6, because that's really is the truth and that's no lie at all. So for this question 7, since for my question 6, I'm not taking any orders no matter what. I'm just doing selling my Kuji stuff that I don't need or I don't really need. So this is the question 7. Whom would I recommend for other buyers from different countries to take Kuji orders from? So here are the two people I would highly recommend for those of you who knew about them or not know about them but wants to try out doing the the Anime Kuji pools, but of course you have to pay them through PayPal only. So here is one of the two following. The number one is Japan Award from Instagram and YouTube, and takes orders, of course, with some rules to follow. And for number two, Jankenkuji from Instagram, and this one can ship worldwide, but I'm not so sure if totally worldwide, so you have to check out their pages for Japan Award and for Jankenkuji. These are the two so far, just for now, that I would highly recommend if those of you are planning to do the poll. Like if you want to ask me to do the poll, but because I already expressed that I'm not going to do it, you can ask these two, because so far when I watched their videos, they have done a very good job, and I like how the way they do the orders, how it's so organized, how they ship the items. It's really good. So if you're like curious about them, do check it out. I would highly recommend for those of you who are watching this right now and curious about them, do check out Japan Award and Jankenkuji no matter what, and I'll put the description below as well, and give a link on the YouTube link and the Instagram link as well, provided on the description below. And there is actually one more point out, actually the downside of having Anime Kujis, which I forgot to point it out, so I do apologize for that. So before to end this video, I'm going to point out one more downside about having Anime Kujis, if you have it in your location, of course. So since Hong Kong is just lucky to have it here, because we have the permission, we have the license to have it, because if we don't have it, any of those, of course, we will not have these anime lotteries. We'll just end up going straight to Japan and do the lotteries instead. So here's my downside, and the final downside for sure, is if those of you have kids, whether you're a parent or you're an uncle or auntie like me. I am an auntie. I have a niece, which is my sister's daughter, Sophia, or I call her in her nickname Tiny. I don't want to spend too much, because once I know that I will spend a lot, let's say maybe even just at least 10 pulls, 10 different prices, whether there's top price or not, and if she sees me having those, she will just say, oh, I want this, oh, I want that. It starts to bother me, like it gives me the bulb light, like the signal, like I should stop. Like if she's going to see me do this all the time, higher chances you're going to make, or rather I should say, I'm going to make my sister's daughter to get more spoiled. So every time when I do a pull, I have to be careful and try at the same time for myself to spend wisely. So if you have kids, teach them with discipline. But because I am not a mother, I'm just an auntie to her, I can't say anything, because once I say anything to her that I cannot do the pull for her, she rapidly just goes frustrated towards me and say words like, you're not a good aunt, why you can't buy me like this and that. I keep having these kinds of very frustration questions that I don't like to hear, literally. So that's another key word, another downside. If you have kids around you and they see you getting too much top prices, and assuming you can get them also the price that they want as well. So teach them discipline and control to not spend too much money. You have to teach them that. But for me, I cannot, because I'm not a mother of Tiny. Only my sister could control her. So that is why you see lately my videos, every time when I do the Kuji stuff, I don't do those very famous ones or the cute ones. I only go for the Kuji ones that are the ones my favorite anime, that based on my favorite anime, or I think those prices are really worth getting for. But if I see her suddenly approach into my room and see these prices that she never seen them before, she goes directly to a spoiled kid and no discipline, which I don't know how to explain to that point. But this is all I could say. If those of you have kids, number one priority rule, it's all I know, is discipline your kid no matter what. So this time, starting from this month and all the way until my further future of doing the Kuji pools, I'm going to be more, like try to spend wisely and only go for the Kuji themes that I think for myself that it's really worth getting it or not. Because if it's not, I will just directly buy or just don't do the pull, like just simply walk away. Simple as that. So that's the end of this video. I do hope that this gives you the informations that you need to know regarding what is Anime Kujis, and of course and other questions like the question 6 and question 6 and the good and downside of having the Anime Kujis. So if you did enjoy it, everyone, I do hope you understand this, and stay tuned for more anime previews and Kuji previews in the later future. So then, until then, everyone, see you all in the next anime preview.